Hi, friends. Hope some of you can join me. Good morning. Sorry I'm late for my 8 a.m. live. Come and have a coffee with me. My bestseller vibes mug. Say hi. Oh, the sun is shining on my face. It feels so good. And tell me where you live. What am I coaching on? Hi, Vincent. The question that has been coming up a lot lately that I wanted to answer today on the call is about how can I stay, what was the exact wording? Well, it's about detachment, right? We know that in manifesting, we need to detach, and it's usually something that is very elusive for people. So tell me if you have a hard time with the concept of detachment. If you do, comment yes in the chat below. Hi in India and Austria and Pittsburgh and Las Vegas and Denmark and Ireland and Florida and India. Hi, everybody. So amazing. Never been to India. Been a dozen times to Ireland. I love it there. One of my favorite places on the planet. Lived in Florida and worked at Disney World for a while. That was amazing. Okay, I'm seeing yes, yes, yes. Hi from Sweden and San Francisco. Hi. Okay, so the topic of today's quick little drop-in is about detachment, because so many people have a problem with how do I detach? Because a lot of times with manifesting, we say multiple things. We say, write down your goal and get after your goal and take daily action towards your goal and detach from your goal. So I had someone just in my DMs and when I asked in my story yesterday, I said, does anyone have any questions about the 5-month group coaching container that I teach? It's called the Radical Transformation Journey. I said, does anyone have any questions? She said, do you teach detachment? How do I detach from my goal? So let's talk about this for a second. So in order to, how I teach detachment is pretty different from other people. So you have to focus on the header, the HDER, the highly desired end result. When you're actually focused on the header, the highly desired end result, for me, my highly desired end result has always been, once I differentiated that I'm not just trying to teach one person mindset and manifesting or fill I used to teach these best life workshops, fill a best life workshop with 15 people or make X amount of dollars while teaching people this work. All of that is the how. The end result is I want to help more people find more daily happiness. That's the big end result. That's the big umbrella end result, right? So if I know the highly desired end result and how I want to feel, I want to help more people understand that life is not about suffering and help them find more daily happiness and consciously create their lives. And during that, I want to feel fulfilled and of service. That's the highly desired end result. It is not, I want to make $50,000 a month in my business. I want to, fill my group coaching with 50 women. I want to have 100 ladies in my inner circle. I want to sell a webinar and have 333 women in the webinar. All of those are results of focusing on the highly desired end result. Because once you focus on the header, the highly desired end result, and you stay attached to that, you hold on tight to that. You go, this is part of my soul assignment. This is part of my purpose in this life. I'm not letting go. I know I'm worthy and deserving of this highly desired end result. It fuels my soul. I'm all in. Is this making sense? Comment yes. So once you know your highly desired end result, you ask for the way to be shown that that end result will come. And then you have to take immediate action on the guidance that you're being led to do. So when I have this highly desired end result, and then an idea comes in my head, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to teach a webinar about writing a new story, how we can write a new story and feel that, fuel that, and create from that space. I'm going to teach a webinar about writing a new story. Okay, I tell my team, I'm going to teach a webinar about writing a new story, and let's do it on this day, and let's, sell it for $22, and then let's tell them about my 5-month radical transformation journey. So I am taking guidance on something. I'm not pushing that thing and going, this one thing needs to work. It has to work. I've done this many times before where I was like, this one thing has to work. This has to scale my business. This has to, get X, Y, and Z. It's different. You focus on the highly desired end result and you go, maybe this is one of the doors that can open to that. Maybe this is one of the ways that that end result can come. So you take the immediate action. And like for me, yes, it's like do a webinar, create a group coaching program, go speak at that event. Oh, this podcast reached out to you. That feels aligned. Take that opportunity. I'm feeling the nudges to write a book. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to submit it to these top tier publishers. I want to now, from that growing new desire, I want to get a publishing contract. That all came from me focusing not on, I want a publishing contract, but from me focusing on the highly desired end result. And I'll tell you, so when I wrote the book and kept having the desire to get published by a top tier publisher, there's many ways you can get your book published. You can self-publish like I did for my first book. You can do hybrid publishing, which I interviewed all these different hybrid publishers and was interested in that. It's much quicker. It's easier. You can make more money. You can get your book out there in a huge way. It's a really wonderful option. I kept listening to the nudges that was like, I want to go traditional publishing. And I aligned with some amazing people. My amazing friend Rob was like, listen, that's your dream. Don't steer away from that. That's your dream. Like it's there in your heart for a reason. Yes. So at one point during this process, I was like, my big dream was to get a publishing contract with Hay House, because Hay House, I had gone to conferences. I had been a Hay House student for 30 years. I was like, Hay House is the be all end all big dream. Now I'm still focusing on the highly desired end result to help more people find more daily happiness, to help them understand their soul assignments and consciously create. So I'm still focused on that, but I'm following the nudges. See, it's different. So finally I said, I want to be a Hay House author. I'm going to put it out there, because nobody who wanted to be a Hay House author, who became a Hay House author, you have to want it. You have to put it out there. You have to actually, allow yourself to want it and put it out there. So I wanted it. I put it out there. I hung it on my wishing wall. I said, it has been decided. To the women in my inner circle, I was like, listen, it's been decided. It has been decided I am a Hay House author. And I let that go. I let it go because I said, this or something better. This or something better. As long as the highly desired end result happens, it doesn't have to be through Hay House. And so one publisher read my book and came to me and said, this is an amazing book. It is going to be around for centuries. It is going to transform hundreds of thousands of people's lives. And I was like, oh my God, that gave me the fuel to believe that other publishers might want it, and that it was everything that I knew it really was. So I said, amazing. And that publisher, anyway, it didn't work out with that publisher. I was like all in, like, you are my best friend and this is happening. And then it got in front of Hay House. And I was blown away that I was getting on a call with Hay House, a Hay House, what's it called? Agent. I don't know. So I was blown away. And I got on the call up in my attic space, and we had this hour-long conversation, and I told them about how important Hay House has been in my life. And I went to a Hay House authors cruise when I was pregnant with my daughter Zoe, so 15 years ago. And it couldn't have gone better. It couldn't have gone better. I got off the call and was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they offered me a contract, and I'd had about a couple 100,000 followers at that time, and it couldn't have gone better. And then I didn't hear back from them for weeks and months. And I would like gently follow up and say, no pressure, I'm here. I just, wanted to check in, wanted to tell you some positive things. My followers are growing, this and this happened. And then they got back to me and said, we are passing on the project. Okay. I literally felt relieved. And I went, moving on, this or something better. And then some other publishers were interested. Sounds True and Llewellyn, and I happily shook it off. I didn't, to the women in my inner circle, because I work so closely with them. That's for women who graduate from my 5-month group coaching container. I was like, Hay House turned me down, and I'm good. I'm all good. I know I had that as a dream and a vision, but I'm totally fine. This or something better is out there. There is a better, more aligned publisher. I know it. It's going to happen. It's meant to be. So the next piece to detachment is being okay no matter what. Trusting the universe, knowing that your highly desired end result is on its way. Not the specific how of when you once imagined it being, not the specific how, but the highly desired end result is still on its way. Absolutely, no matter what, with faith and certainty. So I kept going, and I entertained that publishing contract and that one, and I got another one, and it was okay, but it needed a lot. It could have been a lot better. And then, almost out of nowhere, from a lunch meeting with a new friend and a phone call, she said, I'd love to introduce you to someone who's the new acquisitions editor at Hay House. I said, great, that'd be amazing. I already got on the table at Hay House, and they passed on the project, but now I have a lot more followers, and the project is still available. So yes, Anya, rejection is redirection. As long as you take it that way, we're talking about detachment, right? So yes, when you take rejection as redirection, that is a key to detachment. So I got on a call with them, and it was even better call. And at the end, they said, we'll get back to you next week. And they did. And they said, we'll get back to you in one more week. And they did. And they offered me a contract. So it happened because I detached, and because I said, I'm good no matter what. I am so grateful. I remember saying after the first call with Hay House, I said, if this goes somewhere or doesn't, I will never forget this day that I got on a call with you guys, and I am so honored and grateful. So honored and grateful. And I just savored that time with them, and that it was even a possibility. And I thought, okay, maybe it's not for this book, but being a Hay House author feels so right in my soul that it'll be another book. That's how I detached. So what if you detach and go, okay, it doesn't happen that way now, but it could happen that way in the future. And it may not happen right now, but it could happen in the future, because as long as you attach to the highly desired end result, you are in charge of what you want and why you want it. The universe is in charge of how and when. So that's how you detach. You focus on the header. You ask to be shown the way. You be okay no matter what. While taking inspired action, you are okay in the moment. You are grateful. You are just so savoring life's blessings, finding so many joys along the journey. Finding joy along the journey alone, just that, can help you detach. Make sense? I love these conversations. I love doing this work with all of you. So I'm going live every morning at 8 a.m. I was late today because my kids were late out the door to school and whatever, and was having a coffee with my husband and went, oh my gosh, it's after 8 o'clock. So I will be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, yeah. I'll be here tomorrow at 8 every day this month, except Sundays. I'm not coming on at 8 unless I'm totally free, and I will. Good, needed this reinforcement. Share your biggest takeaway from this small little chat below in the chat. Thank you for the message, much needed. Great, great. Listen, you are worthy and deserving of all of your desires. There is nothing that you cannot create in this life. Nothing. Nothing that you cannot be or do or have in this life. Anything you want, if it's in your career, your bank account, your body, your relationship, is possible for you. And so we are in our own way. We are in our own way. This or something bigger. Yes, I love that. This or something better. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let go and trust. Yes. If you get approved this year, 2026, because we are now in a 1 year, my book is going to be published in spring of 2027 with Hay House. I'm so excited. The beauty and dignity is my takeaway. Great, not specialness, attachment. Great, great, great reinforcement. Awesome. Great. So ladies, if you have, if you need some coaching, community, and accountability, my March cohort for the 5-month group coaching container is available. Doors closed today. So let me know if you have questions. Go to the link in my bio or comment RTJ after this is over, and I can send you a link for more details. Would love to have you join us. We have 2 live calls per month. We have 2 courses that you go through. There's lots of coaching, community, and accountability for 5 months so you can radically transform your life. Great. Have a great day. Get out of your own way and focus on the highly desired end result and let go of everything else. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great day.